Greetings, my name is Stan Hustad, and I'm a longtime storyteller, international broadcaster, business performance coach, and in my many years of experience working in the financial services, I ran into a guy named Bill Miller, and he's become a longtime friend, and I've come to admire both his wit and his wisdom. And recently he shared some of his work with me that dealt with the present crisis. So, with your permission, I thought it was pretty good. So, for part of my broadcasting, I decided to put it out there. And here it goes, and I'll share it with you. Bill says, what is the factual status of the United States and global economy, and where is it headed? Now, Bill, with his many years, almost a half century, in the financial services business, plus studying U.S. and global finance for nearly 20 years, wants to share his wisdom and a little bit of his insight on this present topic. Now, he has rarely used the term, "I told you so." However, for many years, he has been preaching, and I know I've heard this, that either a major geopolitical or a black swan event would be the sharp pin that pops everything. The everything bubble. Well, the COVID-19 crisis, the true black swan event, got the job done. Bill quotes David Stockman. You may remember him. He was former President Reagan's budget director, and he has a rather excellent analysis of our current situation as follows. COVID-19 was just the pin. Now, crashing stock prices and soaring debt defaults will shatter America's 30 years of fake prosperity. The idea that we can borrow, spend, speculate, and print our way to prosperity, therefore, is coming to a hard stop. Okay, and that means a wholly new playbook will be needed to make sense of the mess and mayhem that's erupting from both Washington and Wall Street. Now, the poisonous brew of easy money, cheap debt, sweeping financialization, and unbridled speculation has been injected into the American economy by the Fed and Washington politicians. And they have turned Wall Street into a dangerous gambling casino while leaving Main Street, high and dry, buried under mountainous debts, faltering investment in growth and productivity, and the hand-to-mouth economists of spending more and spending more than you earn. Now, with the COVID-19 pandemic, the curtain has been lifted for all to see the facts of our sick economy. Here are a few more comments on the economy. This is from Gary Christensen, author of The Deviant Investor. Hey, do you think our world has materially changed after nearly 16.8 million Americans were dumped onto the unemployment rolls in 3 weeks? Local, state, and federal tax revenues will crater, while unemployment, welfare costs, and social benefits jump higher and higher. How many homes will be lost in foreclosures, credit card delinquencies, auto loans, defaulting, student loans, you name it, the dollar will be sacrificed. Now, after decades of meddling by the feds, after trillions of fake dollars printed, record debt, and distorted interest rates, the U.S. economy surely was ready for a trip to the woodshed, which has happened. The U.S. stock market was also taken to the woodshed. The Dow wiped out 3 years of gains with a 30% slide, and the first quarter of this year was 70% of our gross domestic product, GDP. And it's generated by consumer spending. Now, the million-dollar question is, will these forthcoming stimulus checks going out be used to buy goods and services, or will they get buried under the mattress for fear of another crisis? Well, the consumer needs to spend, baby, spend, or this will put a very negative twist on our stock market, economy, and our personal financial well-being. Bank of America states, QE versus unemployment means soaring inflation that will crush the dollar. Fed Chair Jerome H. Powell said the U.S. economy is an emergency and deteriorating with alarming speed. Investor legend Warren Buffett sold $30 million worth of stock a couple Fridays ago as he is bracing for another market crash. Needless to say, the coronavirus recession cannot be understated. It has hit everybody really hard. My next door neighbor says that he got a pre-declined credit card in the mail. What happens to the dollar? That's the question. Well, since 1900 to the year 2000, the dollar has lost 96% of its purchasing power and now only worth 2 to 4 cents. Bill has a great visual, I love this one, that will show you comparing the long-term purchasing power of gold to the dollar. And this shows how you could have bought, remember, a 1975 Camaro and then a 2018 Camaro, both for just 22 ounces of gold. Bill reviews a few key reasons why all of us need some precious metals in our investment portfolio. The head of the Canadian banking system says gold is a risk-free asset with good growth potential. Now, the demand for metals is off the charts, of course, giving gold a 22% return since the first of the year. Gold is at a 7-year high. Note silver always follows gold both in up and down, and at this writing, which is April 11th, 2020, gold is pushing $1,700 and silver is over the magic number of $15 an ounce. Several of the experts that Bill follows predict that in the next few years we will see gold between $5,000 and $10,000, possibly $20,000 an ounce, and silver at $135 an ounce. Maybe it's time to get in while there is still an opportunity to purchase some metals before the closeout comes. Any metals today, if you can even find them, carry a huge premium, and Bill and his dealer, they don't follow that practice. In summary, Bill believes noted author Ryan Stansell, who's contributing editor for the Outsider Club, and he sums it up very well. If nothing else, this whole situation has shown a lot of people that having some degree of agency is the best way to survive in a crisis. It could be a health crisis, a financial crisis, or anything else along these lines. Now, your best bet is to take action for yourself. Now, when it comes to our finances, that means you need to have a stake in gold, the one asset that has thrived in crisis time and will again. As the national debt climbs and the dollar continues to weaken, what you have saved away will buy less, and that's assuming it hasn't continued vanishing while this all plays out. But gold can help protect your wealth so that 1, 5, and 10 years from now, you'll come out of this in better shape than when it even started. Wouldn't that be nice? So in this time of crisis, Bill's bullion dealer of the year, which is Fisher Metals, and he have worked out an arrangement, clever guys, whereby they can answer all of your questions and walk you through the simplified buying process. Their high-tech approach can be completed all on the computer and on your phone. No masks needed. So how can we help you? You can reach Bill on his cell phone, 623-252-7334, or email him at wmiller58@gmail.com. Remember, the desire for gold is not for gold, but for freedom and benefit. And that was by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And one of his favorite questions was, what is clear to you now? I hope you have some clarity as a result of our conversation. Please contact Bill. I know that you can trust him, and he will do well for you. And all the best and blessings, and maybe we'll see you again. If not, again, remember, all will be well. Bye for now.